Yo, 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 what's up? Welcome to another
Hi,
week of Reptile Hangouts. How y'all doing? Good, very good.
I'm doing
Glad you're
great.
Doing all right. Hanging in there.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, the TV just updated. All right, so here we go. Nick, do the thing.
Do the thing. All
Do
right.
the
So we're going to
thing.
do the thing like we always do. US Arc. Um, Got to support US Arc, man. And when I say support US Arc, I mean be a member. Doesn't cost that much. If you're a reptile keeper, be a member of US Arc. You really should. They're fighting for our rights, man, and they're really fighting a heavy fight right now. Most of the time, these things are localized. We're dealing with a huge federal document right now that could possibly take away the entire hobby. And they're doing everything they can to fight that, like they always do. So become a member. Go to the website. The link is in the description below this video. Figure out how to become a member. Figure out how to contact your senators and tell them that you oppose the Lacey Act amendments in the America Competes Act.
And remember, a really easy way to do that is through the resources that Tiki's Geckos has set up.
Yes. Yeah,
So
Tiki's has
they
got
have
stuff on their
stuff you
blog, on
can
their site.
copy and print, the easiest way to find your senator and how to contact them and whatnot. So, and should we probably just add that to this one too? Let's just keep adding that to all our videos going forward, just to
Yeah,
make it
we'll
extra
do that.
easy.
I'll add it. I didn't think to add it this time, but I'll do it.
Yeah, no worries, just to make it extra easy. But some little updates. Gabe, you're prepping for the move.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You have anything else to say?
Now, I don't know, man. Got a lot of packing still to do. Just, it's getting closer. We're actually going out there tomorrow to check everything out and make sure. I don't know. We're really just going to check everything out and make sure everything's good. So it's just getting a little scary, getting a little nervous and stuff because I got a lot of animals to move. So we'll see. You guys will I got like less than a month to go. So you'll be hearing more about it.
You'll get it, man. It'll be better. It'll be good.
Dude, I'm excited but like terrified at the same time.
Nice, Nick.
Yeah, got my first clutch of. Hey, I'm just gonna stop what I'm saying and actually acknowledge my buddy here. This is Nathan. You know Nathan.
Nate.
Yep. How's it going, buddy? Thanks
Every
for coming
time he comes up in conversation, you ask me if I remember him. I'm like, yep, met him.
Of course you do.
For multiple times.
Of course you do.
We're really.
Whatever.
Like, no, who is that guy again? Oh yeah, the guy I've met several times. Yeah, I
Cool.
remember.
You know I'm a. Oh look, Caitlin's still an admin. Nice. It just left her as an admin from last time. Very cool.
Oh, very nice.
All right, so back on track. Got my first clutch of crested gecko eggs the other day. That was nice. It's my pinstripe project. I'm pretty excited about the pairing this year because I changed up the male. I had a male that was just sort of waiting in reserve. I didn't know what I was going to do with him. He's basically a quad stripe. He's real nice. So hoping to see him do some really nice things with this girl. I know my other male, who's not even as nice of a pinstripe, produces some really nice ones.
Mm-hmm. And I think your female's got a little bit of quad stripe going too, doesn't she?
A little bit. Yeah, one love, Nathan. No woman, no cry.
It's funny too because we were actually talking the other night. It might even have been after last week's episode. We were looking at some the male gecko that I have here, and we're kind of thinking, man, he's close to a quad stripe itself, so we might be doing some fun stuff with him as well coming up.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, just the clutch of crested gecko eggs, still taking care of a butt ton of geckos, every other day or so. So it just keeps going and keeps going. On the personal front, my wife has been on military orders now for like a couple of years. Those are fixing to end. So shit's about to get real. I'm putting everything in line to try to do some environmental consulting work again. So, podcast episodes on Fridays will be interesting over some crappy hotel Wi-Fi if that happens. But I'm going to keep trucking on. We're going to keep doing them.
Heck yeah, we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It'll be awesome. You get to be on the road and do some videos maybe, huh?
Yeah, I can film some stuff and try to put some videos together because we always see, herps, even if we're not doing herp stuff. So.
Hang right. Ellie.
All All right. What about you? What's going on with you there, brother? You got,
man, y'all know how it is. I'm sleeping okay. Some nights are better than others. Some nights are worse than others. Hasn't stopped these. See these? They're Gucci. Don't worry about it. But yeah. So we're still getting used to newborn life. Doing all right though, and I do have to shout out our boy Andrew Gilpin. Me and him, we've been in contact quite a bit lately, and just talking to him is like really giving me the bug to get back into cars. Well, not back into cars because obviously I do it for a living, so I'm in cars every single day. But to have one of my own that I can daily drive and do little project stuff with. So I'll be picking up older Nissan tomorrow. So we're gonna get back into the Jap game. I'm excited for that. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Speaking of Andrew, I've given him a shout out from me as well. I contacted him this afternoon and asked him for some more eyelash viper photos because I knew he probably had a whole bunch from his herping trips. Because I am mere months at this point. I haven't got a new tattoo in a very long time, guys. I have a few. You guys probably don't know. I got a couple on I can't show the camera because I don't know how to work the camera angles. I got a few. But I've always wanted an eyelash viper tattoo. And, my wife was like, you get a tattoo for your birthday this year, which is coming up. So I went to the tattoo shop. There's a girl there who's extremely good, realistic artist. And her wait time is insane. But I signed up. So I'm going to start getting a tattoo in August.
Be nice.
So it's not going to be my birthday present.
Color?
I think I want it to be color, but I got some time to debate because she's done some really nice black
color,
and gray
bro.
stuff too.
You're a whole ass whiteboard. You're gonna do good with color.
Yeah, I probably will do color.
Man.
But yeah, I wanted some really good shots. Some really nice reference shots, and he sent me a whole bunch of them, and they're just all awesome because him and Sarah are both extraordinary photographers, as you guys saw when we had them on. So. Yeah, thanks, Andrew, for that. Appreciate it.
Extreme big shout out to Photobomb Mantis. That praying mantis is always going to be with us. That was a sick photo.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Sure. But as you saw on the thumbnail, you're here to hear us talk. Oh, wait, that's every week. But anyway, this week we're talking Reptitalk, which is the same as all the other weeks, but it's just us. So it's not much different, but same. So we do encourage any live questions if you have any. It could be about anything: reptiles, us, personal life, public life, business.
Yep, it is a hashtag Ask Us Anything. So
definitely. But to kind of kick us off here, Nick, you showed us something in the pregame lobby, so to speak.
Yeah.
You still got it?
I got it. It's right in front of me.
Maybe put some hands near it to try and get the camera to focus on it because it was focusing on you earlier and you couldn't really tell. Get closer.
I'm doing my best.
Back up just a hair. Oh, there you go. That's kind of good. Maybe spin it a little bit.
That is pretty cool. Is that two tails?
Yeah. So, when we breed reptiles, occasionally there are some failures. I keep turning it. And I've had a handful, just a small amount of geckos that didn't come out of the egg. And this one was even more interesting. It's a conjoined twin. So I created it's hard to see. It doesn't have two fully formed heads, but it does have one head that's fairly fully formed. You can see the eyeball there, kind of cloudy. And its body is just all intermingled, and it's got two tails and, I don't know, 6 feet or something like that.
Pretty cool.
So it's pretty interesting. I mean, I'm at the university here trying to finish my master's, so I have access to the equipment to do the wet specimens. So if I ever find something cool, or if I have another preserved one as well that's just a regular baby, I just take it over there, grab a jar, throw some 200% ethanol in there, and call it a day. My whole desk on campus has shit from my study. It was on roadkill, and so I've got the best specimens that I was able to collect that weren't too mangled, all in jars.
Ooh.
Yep.
So you got that's pretty cool.
I got a marbled salamander. I got a garter snake. I got a rough green snake, a juvenile. I I forget what else. I think I have a 5-line skink. That didn't even come from my study. I found that on campus. It was literally just laying dead in the middle of the sidewalk. So I was like,
you know what the great thing about that is, bro? You don't
I
even got
see 5 lines here all the time. What do you say, Gabe? Sorry, I totally cut you
I
off.
said, you know what the great thing is too? You ain't even got to feed them, and you got dust.
Yeah, man, they're my desk pets, and they're super quiet. They don't make noise. They don't poop. They don't eat. It's pretty great. It's a lot better than the ones I have here. These guys are shitting all the time.
Don't say that.
No, I'm kidding. I love my live ones. I do.
The work is a lot easier, huh?
Oh yeah, it's much easier. I mean, basically, I just push them out of the way if they're in my way. Occasionally, if I clean off the desk, I'll dust them off a little bit, and that's pretty much it.
Heck yeah.
Definitely easier than taking care of 40 some odd living geckos that demand food and water and clean substrate.
Man, we ran out. I just ran out of food because for some reason it's been hard for me to get the stuff right. So I ran out of food.
You ran out of food, Gabe. Be careful. If you're starving, just let me know. I can help you out, brother.
No, not me, man. The geckos. And
Gabe, you know, a big ass bag of Pangea at the house. I told you to come scoop some.
Well, I know. So, anyways, we ran
out. Pangea
out.
went up.
Yes, it did. That's what.
Yeah.
We ran out.
Price
It was just like a day behind, But just like on that day that we're out, we're waiting for the food. We have a baby born, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't even feed this little. Like
he's not going to eat no damn Pangea.
I know,
the first day or two, maybe even week. I mean, I've had him go that long out of the egg. I mean, I give him the food. Don't get me wrong. I give it to him immediately, but they don't fucking touch it.
I feel like they deteriorate really fast if you don't.
Oh, they certainly can, much faster than anything else. But
I guess we had our last baby for last season,
2021.
The other day, yeah, which was I forgot to say that.
How long did that go? How many days?
A lot.
I don't remember exactly how far over it went, but it went quite a bit.
Do you remember when it was hatched? I mean, not hatched. Damn it, laid.
Well, bro, if I remembered, I would be able to tell you.
All he would have to do is his additions and takeaways, and he'd be good. He'd get it.
She said it was in December.
Beginning of January.
Oh, okay.
So
well, that's not too long.
Yeah, that's not that long.
Yeah, that's not too
long.
But
you made it sound like you've been sitting on this egg for 365 days. That's like, man.
That's dumb.
I'm interested to see.
It was a chameleon, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm interested to see how my season goes because I've been using a Hovabator incubator. I may have talked about that before. I've had it set to like 74, 75 degrees, which is fine. But, it hatches them fairly quickly. I get them out in 65, max 70 days when I do that. So I was going to do this whole study. I was going to try to, do cool temps and higher temps.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing what I know about like Andrew's study now and the fact that I still don't have a cooling incubator and I'm already getting eggs, I'm just doing shelf incubation for everything this year at least. So it'd be interesting to see. I'm really looking forward to see if my structure gets better because I have adult geckos with fairly nice structure, but I have noticed that my babies don't have the structure that's like. See the cat? Yeah, that's the Raj. That's Rajesh. Kuthapalli, Dr. Kuthapalli.
Hey.
Yeah, so I'm hoping the structure really improves from this lower incubation temp or lower on average.
Yeah, heck yeah.
The problem I'm having is where am I going to put this damn box? I'm using one of those tackle boxes now. I got it all separated and cleaned out, and
just put it on the same shelf where you have your incubator at.
Yeah, well, I have an incubator on the bottom shelf, and there's about this much space in there, and the cat likes to get up in there. Doesn't really hurt the incubator, but if she knocks that box off, it's fucked. So,
like, where my box sits? On top of these tanks right here. It literally just sits there.
Yeah, I have it on top of some of my gecko tubs right now, right in the front where I can see it. So I don't go ripping out to. Hey, there we go.
Yeah. Hey,
what's up, sis?
What's
our sister. Thanks for coming in.
What's going on, Steel Jaw? How you doing?
Steel Jaw.
Just a quick reminder for anybody who may have jumped in. We're taking live questions if you care to ask any.
Absolutely. Yep.
My question, Nick, did you comb your hair?
Well, I got it cut.
You get a haircut?
I got it cut today.
Okay, because it kind of looks like you got like a toupee on.
I know, doesn't it? Or if I do this, and I don't I could be bald.
You
very
could
easily.
be. I think you could rock the bald beard. Bald with beard.
I don't know, man. I feel like when I feel my head, like I feel like it would be one of those weird, bumpy, like shaped heads. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Bro, I don't even know what I would look like.
Oh, we got a question.
Like,
when you guys talk about good structure and cresties, what exactly does that entail? What qualities and traits are you looking for? Good question, Caitlin. So when it comes to structure, we're mainly looking at head structure with these guys. They're called crested geckos because of those crests that come off the side of their head, and in some specimens go, even further down the back. And then there's another common name called eyelash gecko, which happens with the spikes, the little tubercles that are over the eyes, make them look like eyelashes. So what we're looking for in good structures, we're looking for wider crests, more pronounced crests, basically. You get some geckos, which we refer to as bald. So they really have like a crest that's very tight to their head, and it doesn't come out very far. And it's all up to the personal preferences of the breeder too, because you've got some people who don't necessarily care for super big floppy crests that like come down off the side of the head.
Yeah, now they have
just
droopy crest.
I like a nice in between, man. I like
an in between too, personally.
Not like
yeah. And then that just makes for larger heads, basically. I mean, you're looking for that. Pretty much, that's it. When it comes to the actual
all four
structure,
legs, head, tail.
All four heads, preferably tail.
All four heads.
Oh. You got me. All four legs. I said all four heads. Oh boy. Well, if you're this one, you have two heads. But
or if you're Nick, you got 5.
Yeah. Or 6. I love it. But yeah, so you're looking for that. And then, there's some other things floating around out there too. There's things called soft scales, which are just like really super tiny, almost microscopic scalation that some people are working with. But you can't really tell unless you look at it close, like under a loop, or if you actually feel the animal, you can feel a difference. That's basically it.
Hey, I actually have a question for the chat. So, hey, chat, I got the show put on the TV. It's just kind of a weird thing that happened. My wife was going to stay down here, but she actually went upstairs. But I'm noticing it's very grainy, like to the point where our names are kind of like you can hardly read them. Is that how it's coming through for you guys, or is that just me?
You're fine. No, I think it's
good?
fine, buddy.
Okay.
Carrie says it's fine.
I don't have it pulled up anymore.
Too much money per month.
Yeah.
So
okay, our Merculatus says you have to change the quality manually in YouTube. I've heard AJ and Morph Menagerie, Gabby and Brett, I've heard them say this too on their live streams, where you have to actually change. Hey, look at that. There's Wally. Thanks for coming in, Wally. So you actually have to change the quality to whatever the highest quality available is, and I think with our streaming capabilities right now, that's 720.
No. I think he might mean literally through your YouTube video, because I just went and checked, and you can change like 420, 720.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm explaining it too crazily because I'm me, and that's what I do.
Wally says we look good, so there we go. Let's move along there. It really honestly just must be me. I've been having internet problems lately, trying to sort it out. I'm sure you guys have seen me lag in and out of the cast lately. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, as always, good to see you, Wally. We have with Cresties, what color / patterns are the most rare? I mean, would that be the axanthic stuff going around right now? Maybe
that would definitely be among them.
Yeah,
there's only there's only a handful of genetic traits that we really fully understand in Cresties. They are really polymorphic. So you can take, extreme Harlequin and an extreme Harlequin, and you can put them together, and you might get one with some reduced pattern down the line. Or you can take 2 pinstripes, put them together. You may get a couple that are not pinstripes at all. That can happen. But yeah, so axanthics are crazy high. I wouldn't call them rare anymore. They're definitely making their way to the hobby, but you have to have that green to get them.
10 grand.
Yeah, 10 grand if you want a visual. You can get hets for a little less. And when I say het, I mean heterozygous. So if you're familiar with basic genetics at all, that means it's carrying the trait, but it's not visually expressing it. So you can breed 2 hets together. You can get visuals, or you can breed a het with a visual and get some visuals. Or you can you can also breed like a het with a non-het, non-visual and get some more hets. So that's how that works.
But then you get into percentages and it gets complicated.
Yeah, you get into percentages. It's pretty basic stuff, but it's not something I just spout off the top of my head. I don't know the exact percentages, but I haven't thought about that stuff in a long time. Cresties are usually just like, this one's really pretty and this one's really pretty. Let's put them together. Unless you're dealing with something like that.
Or you're trying to find something.
The other thing which we all sort of, or at least most of the people I've talked to in recent times don't really care for, are the cappuccinos. They're a little weird. I have seen some things on some other YouTube videos at reptile shows where people are doing interesting stuff with lilies and caps, and they look pretty cool. And when I say lily, of course, I mean lily white. That's probably one of the most popular and fairly easy to get, well understood traits in the hobby right now. Still expensive. A nice adult male or female can run you $4,000 or $5,000 on the top end. But you can get babies for
low as $500,
$900, $500, $800, $900, $1,000, depending on what they are. If you've got lineage on them and stuff like that. So good question, Em. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Wally, hyping us up as always. Wally's the true hype man. I hope everything went well with your Q&A you had tonight, right? That was tonight, wasn't it, Wally? I don't want to sound like a dick. I thought it was. Sorry. My phone went off right as I was saying that. I'm sorry. If I'm being 100% transparent, I was sleeping. I got off work and, dude, I knocked.
That's what you do. That's what you do. You sleep when you can when you have a newborn baby. Just when you can. That's it.
But and to touch back on what you were saying, Nick, when you were talking about super, what did you say? Anything about supers? I don't remember if you did or not, but
so when it comes to lily whites,
it's have supers. I mean, well, you can, but it's fatal.
It's unethical and fatal. Yeah, yeah. So when it comes to the lily whites, they're what we call an incomplete dominant gene. So you can get a super form of it. An example of this somewhere else in the hobby would be like a pastel in ball pythons. You can breed those and get a super pastel, not fatal, healthy snake, much cooler looking than a regular pastel. When you get to the lily whites, you get what's essentially a leucistic animal. If it hatches, it usually dies very quickly. And a lot of times they don't hatch at all. So unfortunately, we have not been able to take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't think, I do think that later on down the line, something will pop up that will give us that same kind of.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we're just barely scratching the surface with crested geckos. I mean, people say we're scratching the surface barely with like ball pythons and stuff even. And that's been going on since like the 90s. And people just keep stacking genes.
Yeah.
So eventually we're going to get all white crested gecko. We already almost have all white crested geckos with the high expression lily whites. And in some cases, geckos that don't even carry the lily white gene at all.
Oh, yeah. There's some beautiful other like white lines that people are working with that have nothing to do with lily white.
Yeah, but when it comes to like a black-eyed or a blue-eyed leucistic animal, we haven't quite cracked that code yet, but somebody's going to find it eventually. I mean, random mutations lead to these things, and people end up with these animals. Yep. Eventually they come out.
I mean, it just happens.
Talking about ball pythons, man, I feel like you could have like a Merriam-Webster size book full of all the ball python morphs that we got.
It's getting crazy. I mean, I don't really know anything about it anymore. It was so much simpler when I was trying to do it.
Yeah, pastel and a spider, you get a bumblebee. Boom.
Yeah, you get a bumblebee. And now we fully.
I remember when bumblebees, dude.
Yeah.
And now it's just like super coffee NASCAR right front tire flat hub. ball pythons. Like, what the
Yeah,
hell?
Man, it's
pretty
crazy,
much.
bro. Like, there's some really
Dude.
cool stuff though.
Dude,
Look, man.
it's not even easy like to tell the difference in some of them. Honestly, like
Yeah.
you go over and you watch sorry, and you watch Brian, and he's just looking at him. He's like, yeah, this one's this one, and this one's this one, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
he's cutting
same animal.
eggs and he's like pulling them. They're still in the membrane, and he's like, "Oh, I hit that one. I hit the one I wanted." And I'm like, "I don't see
This is an
difference."
all gene animal. I'm like, that looks like a ball python.
All
Like,
gene
I don't
animal.
even,
Yeah.
dude. It's
But
insane.
you know,
bro.
I'll be honest, man. Like, I know crested geckos is kind of heading that way, but I really, it would. I don't know.
I don't know if
I'm
anybody's
kinda
really
weird about the
pushing
whole
it.
morph thing. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really have, man. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, the only animal that I kind of have that's like a morph is an albino Burmese. That's it. Everything's like,
Well, that's not true. I mean, pretty much every crested gecko you own is
Oh.
something different than what it would be in the wild. I mean, if you would
Yeah.
like to go and do all buckskins, then be my guest. But
well, yeah, I guess you're right when it comes to that. But I mean, the geckos are more my woman.
Wally says
Look-
thermonuclear triple pump espresso ball.
Dude,
Yeah,
you know what, man? That's probably a thing.
it
probably
probably is. Yeah.
It
That's
probably is.
it. Somebody tag Brian, ask him where that animal lives, because I'm sure
Yeah.
he's got one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy. Yeah, I mean, you want to do all buckskins, then be my guest. But I don't know. I mean, every crested gecko and gargoyle gecko you have is different than what it would look like if you
Yeah,
went
I
and
guess
found
you're
one in
right
New
when it comes to
Caledonia at this
that.
point.
How much do you love bat eaters, Gabe?
I do.
How long
But
we've been talking about bat eaters?
I know. I'm still gonna do it one day. Okay,
One day.
but it's a natural colored snake.
One day.
It
All right,
could-
everybody.
It could actually happen in the wild too. That's what's messed up about it.
Let's
So
go around the round
Riculatus-
table.
He says, what's your favorite trait in gargoyles? So who wants to go
Watch,
first?
For sure.
Horns. Structure, dude. I love very pronounced.
That's a fair answer, but I think he may be referring to color traits.
That's
Yeah,
possible.
Okay.
That's possible. So red.
Okay.
I like the red.
That's right.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
no, I like the red stripe stuff, but honestly, man, with gargoyles, they're so badass that it's like sometimes what like their color is doesn't even matter. They got that sick head structure on them with a really
Yeah.
like pronounced horns. It's just like wow, it's
Yeah,
insane.
I can see that. Sometimes
Yeah.
when you see one that really the
I
head
mean-
structure is badass.
'Cause
But
I like gargs all the way around.
yeah,
So what about you, Gabe?
dude,
No.
blotch for sure. I mean, I don't know. I love the like. I'm with CJ. I like red. Okay, like that's a color that I love in just about anything. Same thing with crested geckos. But I just like the blotch, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks badass.
Gotcha.
And they have, especially when they have like my boy Hellboy, you know, he's got a lot of like real like reticulated pattern, like dark reticulated pattern with
Yeah.
the blotch. It looks badass.
Yeah, I mean, I got to agree with you. I got to agree with both of you. I mean, I work with stripes right now, trying to get into super blotches, but I got to be completely honest. I've seen some photographs, never in person have I seen geckos like this, but I've seen some really nice gargoyles with very yellow base color. They're few and far between and a little harder to come by, but I know of some people who have some really nice yellow base color, like reticulateds, like just a straight up reticulated, but everywhere that those net patterns are not is yellow, and that would be like a dream animal for me for gargoyles.
Yeah, that sounds pretty badass.
Yeah, they're fucking cool. They're really
You have
cool.
to find a picture.
Wally says gargoyles any color as long as it's red.
It's like, yep,
I
absolutely.
mean, I was Wally. I was drawn to reds in the beginning too. That's why I started with my red stripes, because that was, I wanted to get something that wasn't super average and run of the mill and what I could afford, the highest quality, and the red stripes were that for me. And it's been very good to me. The project is really nice. They're awesome for sure.
Yeah, man. They really are.
So yeah, they really are.
They,
Yeah.
Like, I'll be honest, I would love to see. I've seen a few pictures of some that are like real, like almost melanistic,
I have not seen those, but
and just like really dark, not like black, but like darker. And it would be
Yeah.
cool to see an animal that's like really like melanistic like that.
No, it would be. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. They're dealing with some melanistic stuff in lychees right now. I know that there's a lot of people with melanistic lychees, which is cool.
Speaking of the exact opposite of that, I think was it AJ that was saying he's got some pretty like almost like white chihuahuas or something like that we were talking about.
That
Like
was
collar is like
that
really,
was Brian from
other Brian?
Sundown.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean AJ may have some really crazy ones too. I don't know. But Brian said that he has a Chihuahua that's almost completely white. I definitely haven't seen it. I would love to.
I'm sure he's
and I
got
mean that's and all without line breeding, which is just crazy. You know, just taking the nicest animals you can get and putting those together, and then no crossing back in, just pulling the nicest animals from everywhere you can, putting in the work. Yep, putting in the work.
Yeah, man. At some point, I'm gonna get this whole light thing figured out.
It's a staple, bro. Leave it.
Yeah, leave it.
Oh,
Everybody
man,
comes to expect it. We love it when the lights go out.
Once we move to the other place and I actually have a podcast room, I'll just set the regular lamp on to turn off at 10.
Yeah. Speaking of podcast room, you probably noticed I'm not in the reptile room. It's under a little bit of construction right now, so I'm taking claim of the couch.
Hey, bro.
I've slept on that couch. It's a nice, comfy couch.
I thought
got my recliner here.
It's hard to sit up on a couch like without like slouching into it. So I got like blankets and shit like all rolled up behind me to keep me sitting up. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
So awesome, man. Some good questions. Thank you guys.
Said lights going out. It's Gabriel's jam.
It is, man.
Yep.
It's been doing this since day one, and I guess it just
we've come to expect it. We love it. We like it when it happens.
That's something we're also looking forward to. Excuse me, having Wally back on.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a
so
good
we won't say exactly when, but be looking out for that sometime in the next few weeks.
Don't think we don't know, but we know.
We do know. But
So
I'd love to have another.
Be on the lookout. Sometime in the next few weeks, we're gonna have the man himself, Wally Kern, back on the show.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank you guys.
And rest assured, guys, we will be back to yests next week.
Hey, there's nothing wrong, man. I actually enjoy having these.
I mean, this one's going nice. I'm having a good time talking to you guys. I feel like especially with a new baby and stuff. We used to be on the phone forever all the time, but now it's like, too tired, too busy.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, we talk a little bit like while I'm working.
Yeah,
but that's about it.
I get it, man. Trust me, I'm not upset by it. I'm super excited to meet my niece at some point, hopefully soon.
Definitely, yeah. So when you come down, hopefully we'll be able to do another joint session. Sorry, this is ironic. I just got a picture from a family member of ours saying, "What kind of snake?" Or no, "What kind snake?"
What kind snake? Okay, I gotta see it. Don't say anything, Gabe. It's my shit.
If you don't know,
I'm the ID guy.
Dude,
let's see.
Know.
You probably.
It's a Burmese python.
It's a Burmese python. Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna know.
I'm sorry.
It was just funny.
I think it's funny. I get those too randomly from like people that I haven't talked to in forever. Like I'll get, what kind of lizard is this, or what kind of snake is this? And my favorite is when it's a salamander and it's like, what kind of lizard is this? Like, well, it has legs, so I guess. But yeah, it's usually kind of secretly fun for me because I'm like, oh man, what's it gonna be?
Oh yeah.
But no, that was a boring one. That was a Burmese python.
Hey, don't say boring. You
At
watch
some point, I'll have to pull out Titan.
Burmese pythons are not boring.
As far as an ID question goes, that's a boring question.
Yeah, it is, but there's also a chance I wouldn't have known it if it was something else.
I would hope you don't. I would hope you don't. Like,
yeah, thanks, Wally. We super appreciate you agreeing to come back on. And I understand totally. You got a show to do, man. And good luck at the show. Hope you guys kill it.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. I'm actually excited. I'm like, we're actually getting to the point where we're gonna have a reptile show close enough for us to go. I haven't been to one yet. I'm dying.
You know you're only moving an hour away, right? Like,
no, I know that. I know I'm not.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Where are the reptile shows happening in the area?
There's a Richmond show coming.
Still Richmond?
Yep, there's a Richmond. That's like.
Well, are you going to be closer or further away from Richmond and Kilmarnock? I'm not 100% sure.
Be the same. It's still an
same.
hour.
That's what I kind of figured. Is still okay.
Yeah.
All right, not everybody's gonna understand this. Nick, she said just like Snowflake.
Yes,
I'm
just
throwing
like
it back.
Snowflake.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's throwing it back. Yeah, that's throwing it back for sure.
Mm.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, M says I won't just tell you the colloquial name, but I'll tell you the scientific name. Yeah, most of the time I will.
Most.
I gotta be completely honest. I was talking shit. I was like, the Burmese python is a boring ID question, but I don't know what the scientific name is right off the top of my head for a Burmese python. I just don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
Do you know, Gabe?
And I actually own one, bro.
Yeah. Do you know it, Charles? I'd be surprised if you didn't. Oh man, nobody knows it. Oh, well.
I can
look
look
at the
it
ball
up.
python. You got
I won't
Python
do it.
regius. That's an easy one.
Yeah.
It's an easy one.
Dude, I suck.
You know
at
what I
science.
think is
I don't even
underrated?
try anymore.
Since we're doing this whole thing, underrated blood pythons. I feel like they don't get good love, but I love.
I'll show you what's
There's
under-
there's a whole community built behind bloods and short tails, man. They just they're their own group.
I'm sure, man, but I love these things. I don't see them very much.
Yeah. Yeah, fun fact, one of our up-and-coming guests, I won't say who because you're just going to have to be surprised, has some bloods. So, and they're pretty cool.
What are you getting, Gabe?
Some reptile guys you are, says Caitlin. Yeah, I know. I don't know the name. I'm a failure.
You want to see an underrated reptile?
Is it a turtle?
No, it's a H2O dragoon.
There she goes.
Man, dude, she's so pretty. I love her. Next time I'm in your house, you're gonna have to be careful. I might just snag her.
Yeah, dude. She's come a long way. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's very cool.
Too bad that I suck at. It's okay.
Those things will always hold a special place in my heart.
Look at the blue on her, man. She's awesome.
Yeah, very cool.
Probably, I still stand. It's probably one of the most underrated lizards out there. And it looks like we're about to have eggs soon.
Oh, shit.
She's not been paired, right?
No.
Oh, so they'll be infertile. Maybe. I would check them. You never know. There may be some partho going on. Sometimes that can happen.
What, you talk? That'd be cool, but I don't know.
Just check them before you toss them. Just candle them before you toss them. You know.
I just feed them to the lizards.
Okay, well, check them before you feed them to the whatever you're feeding them to.
Yeah.
I mean, parthos don't always work out, but it would be worth a shot. Maybe you make some little clone babies.
Yeah, it would be cool, man.
Like Star Wars.
Yeah, Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, I'm a huge Star Wars nerd, man. I just actually got a lamp for my nightstand. That's a dark saber. It lights up.
Nice.
So it's very nice.
You gonna get the crossing sabers above the bed like Howard from Big Bang Theory?
No, I don't think I'll go that far. That might lead to divorce. Because I can't put my nerdy shit all over the house. I have a corner.
For what?
Every time he comes to my house, we go down to the comic place. We got this place called the Inner Geek, and he finds something to spend some money on.
That's
Last time
actually
it was
sitting directly center of my entertainment stand.
Yeah,
like one of those thick laser.
I really like the name of that store.
Illuminated.
It's a cool store. Yeah,
I don't even know what the hell they call them, but it's a USS.
It's an Enterprise, right?
Yeah, it's an Enterprise. Yep.
From Star
With
Trek,
papers.
the other star.
Yep, and then I got all my Star Wars junk right there. I say junk, it's not junk. I love it. I have a golden R2D2.
Very cool.
Very I don't know how we went from reptiles to Star Wars, but back on topic.
All right, this is a talk about anything one, so we can keep going.
Yeah, I mean, we just have
very true.
I just whipped out a water dragon on a Gecko show.
Emily, don't even say Team Star Trek. All right. I mean, I'm also team.
Look, the only reason she's Team Star Trek
from the new stuff, like that's not.
It's like CJ, okay? Like he used to talk so much crap about Star Wars, and the only reason why people ain't into Star Wars is just because they ain't watched it yet. Okay, like
probably, or they just didn't like it. But
yeah, no, more than likely they ain't really watched it.
I'm
No,
not.
I don't know. I'm messing with Emily. She might be more of a Trekkie than I'm aware of, but I'm talking original series, Next Generation. That's the good stuff. And actually, if you go back to our very first guest podcast,
Oh, Wally
with
says he's a Star Trek
there's
guy.
a there's a long tangent on there actually with me and Wally talking about Star Trek.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
man.
And he just said too, big time fan. Last 3 movies, he likes those last 3 for sure. Those are good. I mean, I very much
Cinematic
enjoy them.
quality on them is through the roof.
Oh yeah.
Very well made.
I
Used to watch with Poppy all the time. She says, Poppy, that would be our grandfather on our mother's side. So yeah, he was constantly watching Next Gen, dude, just all the time.
Really?
Always on the TV.
Okay. Where'd CJ go? Come on,
He
bro.
keeps pulling himself off so he can do something that he doesn't want to do on camera.
Man.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We're here. We can do it, Gabe. We could do it without him for like 30
I'm trying
seconds.
not to be a Gabe and like reposition myself and give everybody a seizure.
Well, now that Gabe has a computer, he's had it for a while. He's very still now, and everything looks very nice. The early days, it was like, "Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey,
here, hanging out on the couch."
Bro. Okay, so straight up, I haven't.
Oh boy, guess what?
I
I have a child who's not in bed. Yes. What can we do for you?
I'm thirsty.
Then go get a drink. Go get some water. And go to sleep, por favor.
Man,
Jeez.
bro.
He's usually like out by now.
It's okay. I think mine's asleep too.
That's good. It's always nice. Yours
I
is asleep for
mine won't be, and if she is, not for long.
Yeah, not for long. She'll be asleep for the next 15 minutes probably.
So like, I had
starving.
like a very proud moment earlier today because I came home from lunch and I noticed that my daughter's going like, "Daddy." Well, I didn't notice. Okay, my girl noticed it.
Go sleep, all right?
Carrie noticed it. She's like, "Daddy." She's saying something weird. It's like, I don't know. Like, and I'm like, what? And she's going like, "Daddy, come on, animal." And I'm like, what? So she was telling me that she wanted to go to see the animals, man. She's like really getting into reptiles, man. It's freaking badass.
That is
2-year-old. Like,
that's good, man.
Sit there and like sit anything on her lap, and she's just all about it. So hopefully, she'll be. Like, I don't know. I think she's already into it, bro. I think she's.
I'm sure she is, man. And why wouldn't she be? They're fucking awesome.
She's getting the sickness.
Yeah, our daughter was home for all of 4 hours before she started. Well, I don't want to say started because she was just a little uneasy. She had slept a lot at the hospital. We had just gotten home, and we hadn't. I hadn't I didn't have the ability to feed her yet, but I could like kind of hold her and console her and walk around. And Caitlin was really tired, so I brought her downstairs and put on Star Wars. And dude, we just sat here. And she would watch.
Oh, I got that picture.
Watch the TV and go to sleep. She watched all episode 1, 2, and 3 in the same night.
God, that's a lot of freaking Star Wars.
Getting started early.
Yeah.
Oh man, episode 1's my favorite though, for sure. I don't know why.
You know, in most circles, you would be like shot for saying that.
I know that.
Phantom Menace. It's just because of Qui-Gon. I'm a big Liam guy, so Qui-Gon Jinn is my man. But anyway,
I don't know if y'all can hear it, but there is a dog losing his absolute mind outside right now. That's good. I'm glad. It's only getting on my nerves then. Emily says Team New Hope.
Emily, but close.
Team New Hope.
Hell yeah. So oh man.
Hey Nick, when are you gonna finish that logo for me, buddy?
Oh, you know, I did the thing you wanted the other day, and then I forgot to send it to you. It took me like 2 minutes to do.
What's going on with the turtle, with the sea turtle? Do you have that handy? Could you show me?
I can go get it and show what's done, but it's no more done than the last time I talked to you. Right. I'll be right back.
I thought that was gonna happen. Dang.
Definitely. No, man. So back to the whole blood python thing. I really
You should look into it because they got a big following, man. Like,
no, I know they. What I want, what I really want, has absolutely nothing to do with pythons. I've been thinking about this for a long time. I want like an alligator that stays 24 inches.
Well, in the state of Virginia, that's illegal, unfortunately, because I love caiman and stuff like that.
Man, look at him coming in, fish and wildlife over here.
Hey, bro,
Hey.
like, no, the only reason why I'm saying this is
No,
because
trust me, I
that's
don't
what
wanna be breaking no
everybody
laws.
tells me every time I talk about it.
Yeah, I don't want to be breaking no laws. Believe me.
No, me neither, man.
All right,
Like,
let me pull this thing
I
up.
would love to
So,
have them. But I tell
Yeah,
you
it's-
what, you could get like a caiman lizard,
Looks good.
or you could get
It's
a.
looking good. It's just not done at all.
Dude, that's looking awesome, for real.
Thanks. Yeah.
Like you're getting into your like inner Picasso and shit.
Yeah, I mean, apparently I still got it, man. Charles just calls me up and was like, "Hey, draw me a sea turtle for my daughter's bedroom," and I'm like, I haven't drawn anything in like 10 years, right?
Look, you see, check that out. So it sounds like you need a caiman. I wish, man. I would love.
Yeah,
to
Nathan says you need a caiman. I mean, even a dwarf caiman is going to get bigger than 2 feet, but it'll still stay pretty small.
But you know that I'm okay with that. I don't care if it gets.
I think Wally's talking about the turtle. Thanks, Wally. Appreciate that. Yeah. Pulling
Not talking
into
about
some.
that shit. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
It
you're
looks
probably
very good.
not.
I'm excited for it to be done.
I know. I'm gonna finish. I promise.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put it in a nice
can watch
frame,
one
and
in
I'm
the
gonna box it
background.
up with bubble wrap, and I'm gonna send it to you. Or maybe I'll get to bring it to you in the next couple of weeks. Maybe I'll finish
Yeah.
it before then. I'll just bring it to you.
Nick's been working on his background, so haven't you?
By the time you finish it, my daughter will be able to drive us to come see you to pick it up.
Yeah, probably. And then she'll be like, "Wow, what's that? I've never seen one of those before." And you'll be like, "That is a sea turtle. We were hoping to, have you exposed to it early, so you would know about animals. But we figured we would just, let your uncle do what he does,
Give it to
which is
you on your
procrastinate
18th
and never finish shit."
Yeah. Dude, like, that's another thing, man. I love turtles. I just
You know,
I mean, I want
love
to.
turtles
with
too,
water.
but just keeping, I don't know, man. The water,
Yeah, that's what.
it just seems like no matter what, it just. I mean, you got to clean it a lot because they eat a lot. At least my turtle.
I want a leopard tortoise, like super bad, but I can't justify it right now.
I know.
But
I got a little. We got 2 tortoises, and I love. There goes Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle,
Hey.
what's up, bro? Good to see you,
Okay.
man.
Hey,
What's up,
And he
Cam?
says, "What's up, cat?" He's come to Colorado and get that caiman.
bro, if I come to Colorado, I'm getting more than just caiman. But but yeah, I would love to come to Colorado.
Oh yeah.
I've been to Colorado one time. It was kind of pretty. It'd be cool to go back.
I was still mad I didn't get to go.
We should
I
go.
It
remember
would have been epic, dude. It was just an epic trip. Like getting to Colorado was all kind of cool. It's like, okay, it's my first time flying. That's fun. And then like the road trip back was just ridiculous. I mean, that's just a long ass fucking trip.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
you got to enjoy the road trip back as much as you enjoy it going.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a good time. Yeah,
Like-
it was a good time. I was basically just like male presence for my 2 female cousins, so they didn't drive across the country alone. That was like the whole point of the trip, apparently.
Oh,
And it's in the back of my mind. I'm like, what am I gonna do?
did they go to your prom? With you? You hear
Yeah.
me? I said, did
What?
they go to prom with you too, buddy?
No, they did not. I went with my current wife actually to the prom. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So I see that worked out for
Not my own prom, but I went with her to her prom.
you. Heck yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
So
is fun.
here we are. We're just getting super quiet now.
yeah, no, man.
This is fun.
So anyway,
Yeah, it's been a good
something
time.
that I guess I could have talked about it when I have the water dragon, because I told you I wanted to talk about it just because I don't know, like it's a subject that's close to my heart, man. It's just like
Spit it out.
animals that are just like people think are throwaways, man. Like the water dragon, that's a species that like you see all. I know I talk about it all the time, but
Right.
I feel like this is more of a serious subject, I guess. But
Yeah, it is.
I don't know, man. Like I feel like in the reptile hobby, there is a like attitude towards like throwaway animals, I guess is the way.
Well, I mean, I'd say within the actual hobby, like the serious part of the hobby, people who really have passion for it, we don't really have that mentality about anything.
Yeah.
But there is, yeah, but there is
definitely less popular.
There's a mentality
at large, like, I think what you're trying to get at is animals like the water dragon have been and still are the kind of pets you can go into pretty much any pet store and find for like 20, 25, maybe $30, really, really inexpensive. And, and those stores where you get those are usually the large chain pet stores, or in some cases, maybe smaller stores. And unfortunately, the service that you're getting and the education that you're getting is always in question. And it's no fault of anyone in particular other than these large companies.
Yeah, but
you got people in there who probably care about animals and, thought getting a job at a pet store would be cool, but they can only teach you what they've been taught. Yeah, we all thought that. And then we worked in a pet store for like a decade and,
you realize
here we are.
Oh,
but yeah, so I mean, people can only teach these people about what they know about the animals from what they've been taught. And unfortunately, in those bigger stores where things are inexpensive, they don't necessarily get taught the right things. So
yeah, but I guess what I'm saying is there's a mentality that the only time an animal is worth something is when it's worth a lot of money. Like
among some people, yeah.
Yeah, and like that just bums me out, man, because you have animals that are just like freaking badass, like probably, I mean, just awesome pets, and people just look at them like, oh, that's a freaking $30 lizard. Oh, I'm gonna throw it in a 10-gallon tank, like, or they don't really take care of it because they don't have that like monetary value.
Well, that's a good point.
The thing with veil chameleons.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
See, that's a great point. Veil chameleons is another species that's basically the same way. Like it's a $30, $40, $50 lizard, and people just look at them like it's a $30, $40, $50 lizard. They don't really care about it as a living creature,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's been talked about on a lot of other podcasts too. I listen to a lot of the other reptile guys, and it's been talked about extensively. The fact that, we talk about price points in the hobby, when we're from a breeder's perspective, we're putting these prices on there and we make them up essentially. But we also, if we're good about it, we're going off of, so a little bit of market research at least. We're going on Morph Market. We're looking what the going rate is. That's what I do typically. And I try to hover in there, or maybe possibly a little under, depending on what market I'm trying to go to. But yeah, I mean, everybody gets all, not everybody, but there's a large majority of people when you go to these shows that get all pissy and, they don't like the prices that they see on your table. And they may go to another table and find something for a fraction of the price.
Look,
but, my thing is that if you are, well, yeah, I mean, I know that I put the kind of work into it that they're getting a good quality, healthy animal. They may not be getting the highest end more for anything at this point in my career, but they're getting a healthy animal that's well started.
Absolutely.
But, they don't know that. And, they're going to go and they're going to put the $50 or the $60 on something else. And then at that point, it's a question of how invested are you in this animal because of the fact that you got it on a budget. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You had to have that instant gratification. You had to have the animal. So, and you knew you didn't have $200 to spare. So you spent $60 instead.
Yeah.
I mean, it speaks to what you're talking about, I think.
Yeah. And like in my mind, I'm like, okay, so you got a $50 water dragon or a $40 water dragon. That's freaking awesome. Okay. Like I have no issue with that, but all that money that you saved should go towards the well-being of this animal.
Towards the husband.
Yeah. That's how I see it. Towards the husband.
Unfortunately, that's not how it works. Because, I mean, if they're cutting corners wherever they can, that's where they're going to cut them there too. But, yes, to answer Wally's question, I feel that way, especially about, like, your normal ball pythons for sure. Because the local pet store here, which we all three worked at, they'll have some pretty cool morphs time to time with ball pythons, and they'll have some some pricey tags on them. I've seen them as high as $1,000 before. So that's not really going to be something I would imagine somebody walk in and grab your. They had some cool pastel stuff in there, or it just some of that stuff. The more pricey stuff, I don't really think is going to be along that line. But your normals,
Yeah.
100%. I agree
Absolutely.
with that 100%. Because
Yeah, I mean, we
that right there just
contact with that's like, oh, I have a ball python, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's badass. That's cool, and you see it, and it's like a normal. I'm like, oh, when'd you get it? They're like, oh, I got it the other day for like $50. I was like, okay.
yeah.
So
See, and my thing is like in my eyes, that normal ball python, okay, is more beautiful, okay, than this 6 gene animal. And the reason why I say that is because just think about it, bro. It's an animal that has naturally evolved to look like that and stuff like that to survive, man. Like that right there is freaking beautiful in itself. I mean,
yeah.
And I think that you would find that most of your
animals, I'm not gonna lie.
I do think that you would get some sympathy in that statement, though, from some of the bigger ball python breeders, the ones that are really passionate and started out and still just love working with the animals. I think you would probably find some agreement in that. They're still going to create those 6 and 7 gene animals because that's what they're striving for. They're trying to push the genetic limits of the species. But
absolutely, especially if they got a business. I mean,
I mean, I think you'll find some agreement in that among. I mean, I feel like I can speak for them, having heard them talk on other things. I feel like they probably appreciate the normal as much as they appreciate any of them.
Oh man, absolutely, man. Especially like even the variances you see on them.
Well, yeah.
What kills me when you have a 7 gene animal, but it's like it looks normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you get a lot of that too.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be 7. Just a multi-gene animal, but it's not visual, but you know what's in there type deal. That's pretty cool to me.
Yeah, that is cool. For sure. Yeah, Emily says kind of like when people give cats and dogs away instead of requiring a rehoming fee. Yeah, I mean, not everybody's going to be that way, but I mean, if you're just like, I need to get a dog, I need to get a cat, and then you find somebody on Craigslist who's giving them away for free. I mean, how much more would you care about that animal if you had to pay something to a shelter to adopt it? Or, if you're a person who wants to get a purebred type animal and you paid the money, to get a purebred type animal. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at you, dog, right below me.
Oh yeah,
this dog right here has cost some serious moolah right from the start.
She's getting so big, dude.
I know. Look at her. Ugh. Yeah, just took her back to the vet the other day. A nice, cool, another $100 for more shots and stuff.
$100. I need to go to your vet,
bro.
It is cheap by comparison, for sure. And I think they gave me an estimate on the spay, which she set up for a spay in the middle of this month. They said it was probably going to cost like $160, $170.
Really?
Get out of here! $160?
Yeah.
Well, you taking her to PETA, bro? Like, what's up?
No, it's a regular vet. It's just everything's fucking cheaper here, dude. Look, I've only had to go to the reptile vet one time since I've been doing my reptile stuff in this state, and I was freaked out. I had my gargoyle Gecko. You guys know the story. He had a prolapsed hemipene. He was paired up with female, and I saw the hemipene was prolapsed. I tried everything I could to get it to go back in. It wouldn't. So I looked up exotic vets. The closest ones in Charlotte. I did not. No. The closest. No. No, I used my mouth. No, I'm
family
just
show, bro. I took
it to that level.
I went full Tom Segura on it.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Anyway, I looked for an exotic vet. The closest one's in Charleston. It's like 50 miles away, but I was like, I'll do it, and I brought him there thinking that it was going to be freaking astronomical, because it's always that way when you go to an exotic vet, or at least in my experience it was, because in Virginia it's that way. You got to pay over $100 just to walk in the door most places. Yep. So the entire bill, and he had the hemipene removed, like amputated, it was the proper term, because they couldn't get it to go back in either, was $200.
Dude, that's not bad.
No, it's not.
Dude, they quoted us. north of $1,200 to get pepper spayed.
Good God. I mean, that's like taking out an entire person out of that dog, though, kind of. I mean, you got to think about it. She's huge. Her uterus is
that
probably
huge.
like this big.
Yeah, man.
She ain't
That's
that
a
huge.
big dog.
No, she's not. That's crazy. That's crazy. I wouldn't pay that. No way.
Like walking, that's those are fair prices, man, for a vet visit.
I'm getting a question through my phone and not the chat. Sorry.
Okay.
Why don't larger pet store brands like PetSmart, etc. Maybe we're not allowed to say that. I'm sorry. Hire more educated help, or to better represent their animals. I don't think it's feasible.
I mean, it's yeah.
You're more educated help.
It's with anything
at a chain store.
I've interviewed.
Finding good help costs good money.
There's that, and I've interviewed at a large chain before years ago. I did an interview at a PetSmart. I'll just say it. And there wasn't anything wrong with the interview. It was a weird group style interview, other than the normal questions. Like there was literally like 3 of us standing there talking to a senior associate or a manager or whatever on the floor. And I was the last person to answer all the questions. And the guy before me was apparently just like me, or thought he was just like me. So he was saying literally everything I wanted to say. He was like, "Oh yeah, I love reptiles. I got a whole bunch of reptiles. I got a lot of experience with reptiles." And I'm like, "Me too." I don't know what else to say. I can't say anything different because he just basically laid it out. But I think Gabe said too, something that's important. I mean, good help costs money, and they're not going to pay the kind of money that somebody who maybe is like college educated necessarily on the subject of animal care or veterinary stuff or anything like that, or just somebody who can somehow prove that they have all these years of experience in animal care, the kind of money that they're going to demand. I mean, it's a low wage job, to work as an associate in a pet store.
And like, absolutely, dude. Like I would work at a pet store every day, like for the rest of my life.
If I could make like $50,000-$60,000 a year, I'd probably do it too.
Absolutely.
But you can't do it. I think a better question would be, whoever asked the question, I think something that would I'd be more interested in knowing is, why don't they
train better,
have a better education program within? You know what I mean? All this stuff comes from the top down in these big companies. There's somebody up there who's deciding what the care standards are for the company, and it's what's ever going to make them look as good as possible. I see you looking up. That baby's crying, isn't it? Maybe. So yeah, they're whatever's going to make the company look as good as possible, and they are the ones who put down the care sheets and everything else. So these associates, who are probably well intentioned and actually love animals, and that's why they decided to work at a pet store, most of them are only able to tell you either what they've learned outside of there. So some of them are better than others in that respect because they've learned a lot. Maybe they have a lot of animals they've been keeping for a long time, or they're only able to tell you what they've been taught since they got the job. Mm-hmm. And their education is only as good as the person before them's education, and so on and so on.
Yep. I mean, that's believe me. I mean, you guys. Well, you guys know, but anybody else wouldn't know. But, I work at a few pet stores. I didn't just work at one. And it's bad, some of the stuff that you hear people telling people,
Yeah, I love going. Personally, I mean, I go to the big chain store around here to get bugs sometimes because it's the best, like, reliable place that I can find them, even though it's astronomically expensive for crickets. I go there and I get them, and I listen to some of the things that these associates are saying to people, and I'm just like, can I just throw on a shirt real quick? I mean, I'll do it for free. Just give me a shirt. I'll do it for free. I'll help that customer get that thing set up, and then I'll leave. I'll be happy.
Yeah. I've been that guy before to intervene. Be like, no, if I hear something really bad. But
yeah, I've not done that in a store that I didn't already work in.
Luckily, I've worked at every store I shop around here, so it's okay.
Yeah, I want to, but I haven't. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, we are officially over an hour. We were trying to limit ourselves to an hour tonight, just since it's just us talking. You can only listen to us go on and socialize with each other for so long. So I think we should. I'm having a fantastic time. I think it's going really well.
Yeah.
But we've all got stuff. Charles has baby duty coming eventually. It's coming.
No, no.
You know, so
He needs some sleep, is what it is.
yeah, take advantage of the time when you get off here. Try to get a little bit of rest. I know. Mama's picking up a lot of nighttime slack, and that's awesome.
Yeah, more so than I could ever imagine.
Yeah, man.
Hey, thanks, Wally.
Thanks,
He
Wally,
says,
for the kind
"Love the
words
fun."
as usual.
Yeah, thank you.
So
Shout out to Wally too. I'm getting some isopods from him soon, and I'm very excited.
Man, yes, you were telling me about that, and I'm
you as well, Wally. Good luck.
because I will be getting some of those from him too later.
Yeah. I'm getting some that I know about, and then some mystery ones. So we'll see what they are.
So expect a short to come your way on a little collab short with what we get sent over from Wally. They're going to be incredible. His stuff's always incredible. So don't expect anything but greatness. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, one more. I think this is a question from my buddy Nathan. Leechy or Chewy? Are you asking us our preference? Answer.
Leech. For sure.
Chewy for me. Not that I don't want them, because I do. I want Leechies. I want more, but the Chewies, man. Just for I have them already, so I'm partial.
Yeah,
I guess that's why.
Yeah, that's a short answer.
I just don't want to spend the money.
Thanks.
For the Leechies
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, man. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and call it. Thanks to everybody who came and watched us tonight. We appreciate it.
Went very well. Definitely appreciate all the support, guys. Huge shout out to Wally, as always.
Absolutely.
Wally,
Nathan, thanks for coming in. Kyle, always good to see you and talk to you, buddy.
Heck yeah, Kyle.
Miss the heck out of you. Eventually, we're going to have to get together. It's going to happen.
Yeah, we need to. You know what? What we need to do is set up a herping trip to go visit him in Colorado.
Yeah, that'd be great. Let's go out there and get some rattlesnakes and some bull snakes and some gopher snakes and shit. Yeah,
definitely. That's not why Gabe wants to go to Colorado, but
yeah, we know. I mean, it's fine. Absolutely. I mean, it's going to be Chicago all over again. We're gonna.
Yeah.
Hey,
definitely.
On the outskirts of Chicago, waltzing up to the dispensary like we own the place.
Oh man!
Little did we know.
Hey man, I just wanted to have the experience, you know.
It was an interesting experience.
Yes, it was. It was like Fort Knox in that mother. Hey, it was.
Meanwhile, you just go up here to.
And hey, just so y'all know,
go out to Skooma, right?
Yeah, where is that at? Charlotte?
It was in Charlottesville when we went to see Tom Segura. I love the name though.
Just walked right into a dispensary.
Yeah, a guy came up in like a white lab coat with an iPad. He was like, "What you want, homie?"
Yeah, he's like, "What you want?" It's great. It's a good time. But anyway, that's just sidetrack banter, as we like to do. I actually do like this format, so it seems to be.
I think Reptitalk can be a regular occurrence when we're not doing guests for sure.
Definitely enjoyed it. Again, everybody who tuned in and everybody who is going to tune in, you.
I'm tuning in right after I get out of here.
Oh, thank you, Gabe. Thank you
for rewatching the show immediately and
for sure,
taking notes.
Pump those views up, Gabe. Good job.
Yeah, pump them up. Yep.
Oh man,
let's make it happen.
Definitely, we're gonna make it happen, for sure. But just to close it, man, had a great show. Loved hearing from everybody. So thank you guys for hanging out. It's just the same old guys. We been a while since we all sat down and actually just had this kind of format go on. I enjoyed it. So we're all hanging out, and you guys are all hanging out.
Yeah.
This is Reptile Hangouts, baby. I don't even need to say it anymore. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
We'll see you next week. Be sure to like the video if you liked it. If you enjoyed it, like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. I think most of everybody in here is. But if you watch it later and you're like, damn, this is cool, give us a sub. We'd really appreciate it.
We really
and always comment.
Always comment and make sure to keep checking back with us for our future and past guest content.
Heck yeah,
I feel like we have some of the best guests in the business. Everybody we talk to is super supportive, and they're super, super, super people. So definitely check in for all the guest content so you can get caught up on all the breeder stuff going on and check back before Tinley, because I know a lot of you guys are going to be at Tinley. So,
Tinley October. I know Tinley
October.
March is coming up, but Tinley
That's true.
October is the one that we do.
Yeah,
So,
we
will
do
be there.
Tinley October. Well, we don't do it. We don't vend it.
We
go
do it.
get on.
It's a whole thing, but we don't have a table. We don't have anything for sale. We're there to spend all of our money.
Yeah. I like spending money. I'm just
Definitely.
I like spending
So,
money at Tinley.
All right, guys.
For sure, man.
All right.
Thank everybody for hanging out. This is Reptile Hangouts. Come back next week. We're hanging out with a very special guest. Tune in to find out.